Now, this week we've marked International Day of the Boy Child, celebrated worldwide on the 16th of May. The day puts a spotlight on the role boys play in society. In South Africa, there are growing concerns about the lack of positive role models for boys and a rising number of crimes involving children. Police stats show a 2.1% rise in contact crimes against children since 2022-2023. And the number is rising. Let's discuss some of these issues some more now with the founder of the Rising Stars Generation, Prince MOTLOU, who joins us in the studio this morning. Prince, thank you so much for making the time to speak to us all the way from Hartbeespoort this morning. And that's where your organization finds its roots. Give us a sense of what Rising Stars does.
Rising Stars is an NPO founded in 2018. And the mission is to train young people become leaders, leaders of change, both boys and girls. And we've been doing that ever since. And we've developed a program called Discipline Camp in the past few years, I think in 2020 or 2021. The program is designed to change the mindset of young people, especially boys, by helping them to overcome risky behaviors such as disrespect of parents, disrespect of teachers, banking, bullying, stealing, backchat, laziness, all these things, that boys can do. So we're doing that, we mentor them, and we're not only dealing with discipline, we have arts, a community project back in Atteridgeville. We are there each and every weekend with them. The kids, they come after school. They're doing scouts. As we speak now, the kids, our kids are in Kontiki camp for scouts.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so we are trying by all means to make sure that we are there for young people. We need to guide them, in order for them to become great leaders.
Now, the kids that come through your program, let's focus specifically on boys, seeing as we're talking about International Boy Child Day, that come through your programs. When they start out, what are you finding is the golden thread in terms of what they have experienced in their life at that time that's perhaps triggering that kind of so-called troubled behavior?
I'm going to be honest with you. The reason why you see boys losing their way, it is because of the lackness of fatherness. It is a great pandemic, A child is born with foolishness, that's what God says. And it needs a father to guide them. And if there's no guidance on the child, a child will go out, a child will become rebellious. Most of these kids, they were never taught from the young age, for as early as they can understand. They were never taught morals. They were never taught who they are, to believe in themselves, to become courageous. Their father would left them with their mothers, and a mother would require them to go to work and come back and try to teach them discipline and do all these things. So boys are lost. So most of the boys grew up from streets, they were made by the streets. The only thing that they know is the wrong things that they're doing in school, the wrong things that they're doing in the streets, If you don't guide a child, a child will just drift away like a boat without a ship, without a captain. So it is then that fathers need to stay at home. Fathers need to teach a child ways of life and ways of God. In Proverbs 22, verse 6 says, train up a child in a way they should go, for as early as they can understand. That's a law. When they grow up, they will not depart from it.
So we're sitting with the situation, and you're not the first person to bring this up. Just yesterday, quite a few interviews done on eNCA did put a spotlight on the impact that fatherlessness, for want of a better phrase, has on young boys as they enter into important times in their life, like adolescence as well.
Yes.
But it is what it is. We've got single mothers, we've got grandmothers who are raising families, are raising young boys to become men.
Yes.
What more can we do to try and stand in those gaps, stand in those spaces that are left, that would traditionally, I suppose, have been taken up by fathers, to try and give them the love that they deserve, the respect that perhaps they don't see, and then can give others? What more can we do as various communities?
Good. I'm glad that you raised that. Mothers are there. They've always been there, But then the problem is that the struggle and the anxiety they get when they're raising the kids, they do not know. They do not know how. Most of them, they don't know how to bring up the good child. So
well, they try their best, don't they? But you can only do so much as a person on your own who's also trying to put food on the table at the same time.
Yes, that is why I've started the discipline camp on the first place, and further I've started the parents seminars. So we invest more on parents, equipping parents that it is okay. The reason why a child behaves, these are the things that you must take a look at. Yes, I understand you are a single parent, but you need to make sure that when you have a child and you are alone, train up them to become good leaders. So when the kids grow up, you will enjoy their teenage life. Do you understand? Some of these parents, they are lost, they are alone, they don't have knowledge when to do these things. And they need to love their kids, By doing them, some they spoil the kids, some they're trying to baby them, even if they are 15 years old, the child becomes spoiled, And before they know it, become rebellious. The child becomes rebellious.
What then about the importance of a sense of community? I mean, if you are a single parent, it can be a very lonely business. How important is having a community around you to help in that regard?
It is so essential because a child is built by the community. The community that you are in, the mindset that they have, and the way they live, the children becomes. Because when you go to work, a kids go play to street, So the organizations that are there, you need to make sure that your child belongs to somewhere, And I say, bring all in Atteridgeville, where I live. I say, bring all the kids in, register them in Rising Stars. Fridays and Saturdays, they are with me. They're doing arts, they're doing poetry, they're doing dancing, they're doing that, in a good way. They're disciplined. When I come, they salute me. They say, attention, and say, yes, sir, say yes, sir. It's like, that's good, It is always good, to come together as a community, to have structures, to see how, and whenever you know that, it is not only your child that you must look after. Any kids that you see on street, you need to make sure that you helped or whatsoever, you become a parent to any kids. Don't say this kid is not mine because yours is also somewhere else. Do you understand? So we need to make sure that we reprimand you there, to help each other, to guide, We stand together as a community. I am telling you, we're going to have a bright future as a country.
One final question. We speak about the need for discipline, and that forms a big part of the boot camp that you do.
Yes.
How then is it important to have a space where young boys, when they become young men in adolescence, and boys are allowed a space where they are allowed to feel vulnerable, to speak about the heartache of growing up without a father, or feeling directionless, or all of the things that you've mentioned? How important is creating that kind of space as well?
Speaking up your mind and your heart, it calms you down. The things that you're inloading, you need somebody to hear it, and to somebody to guide you where it. So it is so important about these things, these initiatives, because it gives boys a sense of importance, a sense of the voice, a voice of reasons. As much as we teach discipline, we listen to these boys. They tell that my father is not around, or my mother is doing this. I say, yes, that's okay. But then the reason this and this and this happened is because of that and that and that. Do you understand? Then the kids understand. Remember, they do not have knowledge. You can only, you as a parent or you as anybody, to be there for children. And because these people are humans, and as much as they are kids, they have a mind, they have feelings, they can feel, they can understand. So it is always good not to neglect their emotions. Because if you let their emotions down, they will grow up knowing that they are neglected. And if you neglect a child, you are stopping them from getting a rightful information. And they will build up and become this horrible men. They will become men that beats up their wives. And that will have a long run of family abuse. And
the vicious cycle will unfortunately continue. Prince MOTLOU, thank you so much. Founder of the Rising Stars Generation, thank you so much for coming to share with us about the work that you are doing.